Today on the channel, like a young Ace Frehley, we bring the Rock Soldiers with Sergeant Rock DC Collector's Edition McFarlane Toys Platinum.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another DC Collector's Edition McFarlane Toys unboxing and review. And today we got a little Platinum Edition. We got Sergeant Rock, but for all your Sergeant Rock needs, make sure you're hitting up DJC Collectibles. Use discount code 8OFFDJC to save 8% off your entire order. Gotta get a deal out there. We know how that goes. And this is the Platinum Edition. We unboxed the regular edition on the channel, so check out that review, and we'll compare that later on in this very review. But this is the rare Platinum Edition, and it's one of those ones where, okay, Sergeant Rock feels a little weird already. Doesn't really feel like a Superman, a Green Lantern, a Brainiac, whatever you want to call it. Feels like he's off on his own path. So how do you make this one a Platinum? Is there a lot of different looks for Sergeant Rock? I don't think so, but I'm by no means an expert. And McFarlane decided to do something crazy. Todd, getting crazy from the couch. I know you're an old man. Oh, no offense, you're older than me. How about that? You're older than me. We'll go with that. But of course, Todd, like many of his ilk, many of his kind, older than me, when they were kids, they didn't have a lot of great toys. They didn't have a lot of Army Men. Then their Army Men were the old school green plastic ones. And we've all seen those guys around. I was fortunate enough to be in that G.I. Joe era, so I didn't have to have those green Army Men. But I definitely remember seeing them around. I know what they were. And that's what this kind of represents. It's like a fully grown green Army Man. And I, of course, remember, did they have them in Toy Story too? I think that was where a lot of younger generation remembers Army Men from. But a similar concept to this, of course. So a nice way to give a Platinum with a little twist, a little something different, a little nostalgia as well. So I do think that is pretty cool. And you know what else is pretty cool? The way we're going to do this review, we're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. So without further ado, let's bring the Rock with Sergeant Rock Platinum Edition right there. DC McFarlane Toys. Got the stand, got the figure, big bubble window there. Collector's Edition, of course. 22 points of articulation. 12 and up, Mark Summers. Yes, Unwrap's own Mark Summers on the couch, keeping all these kids at bay, making sure nobody touches any of these dangerous things around here. Number 14 in the line, Sergeant Rock, of course, DC Multiverse. 14, Sergeant Rock, let the light in. On the back, we got that grizzled war veteran. I always thought he was a Vietnam guy, but I guess World War II, I guess, is where he cut his teeth, just like my grandpas. My grandpas were representing the WW2, as they will say. See you later, goodbye. But in a plot twist, they were Nazis. No. Bad joke. No, they were, what was my grandpa? Like a Marine, and my other one was in the Navy. So shout out to my grandpas. See you later, goodbye. Shout out for their service, of course, as we know. And shout out for me for being a rookie. See you later. They went to World War II. Kyle tried to unbox some figures and couldn't even do that correctly. So that's kind of where I'm at in this day and age. See you later, goodbye, Frisbee. Like the attention to detail here, Todd McFarlane from the couch. I like this green stand here. Really makes this pop, goes along with the figure. Pretty cool ideas. We usually just get the black ones. Little extra attention to detail, and I'm here for it. Shout out Todd McFarlane. There it is, plastic prison. How about that? A lot going on here. We got some extra hands. You got the knife. You got the shovel. You got the Cambodian cannibal tape. Oh my goodness. Haven't seen tape like this since Cannibal Holocaust. That's exactly where I saw my last cannibal tape. We'll never forget that scene. They're cooking up that turtle, I think they were. And I think they had some of that tape off to the side, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken. You guys feel free to fact check that if you want to. We got one clip tie, two clip ties. And as Todd, you told me in San Diego, you said, Kyle, the clip strips, clip ties, they're not going anywhere. They're here to stay forever. Like a young Terry Funk, forever. That's what he told me. So we're going to roll with it. We're just going to keep going with the twist ties, I guess, for the rest of our lives. The rest of our lives. See you later. Goodbye. We do get the stand for the card. Once again, in green. Nice attention to detail here for that. We do get the Sergeant Rock card. Real name, Franklin John Rock. John Rock, bringing the heat. Always at the vanguard of World War II's bloodiest battles, Sergeant Rock shepherded easy company from the beaches of Normandy into the heartland of Germany. The quintessential soldier, Frank followed orders and got his job done swiftly and efficiently, witnessing extraordinary events during wartime, even the presence of superpowered beings on the battlefield. In later years, Frank, who most clearly recalls the horror of seeing men on both sides in an endless parade of greenhorns get maimed or killed. When hostilities ceased, Frank stayed a soldier, serving his country as both educator and a clandestine agent. Look at that, getting the job done no matter how he does it. And sometimes with a shovel, he's got to dig a hole, and he might dig a hole for you if you're not careful. Green shovel here, of course, on brand, everything green here. Army green shovel, army green little knife in case he needs to stab you in the side or maybe slit your throat or stab you in an eye. Like a young globulus back in the G.I. Joe movie, but looking good in green right there. Then you get the hands. You got 2 fists of Sergeant Fury right out of the gate, out of the package. You get the 2 finger hands. He's going to give you one of that. He's going to give you a salute. We know what he's going to do. He's going to do all that kind of fun stuff. Got the gripping hands, kind of the maniacal hands. And we got a trigger hand. Unfortunately, no weapons with this one. And Todd did say in the last review, he's working with Warner Brothers. He's trying to loosen the screws a little bit, trying to get some weapons here. Very unfortunate thing for this one compared to the other Sergeant Rock. You could make a different weapon kind of work with that Sergeant Rock. This one, you don't have one all painted green unless you want to do it yourself. So he really is missing a weapon here, and I guess I just won't have a weapon with this one. That will be my plan. Now, we do get an Army helmet once again. Nice green Army helmet. Got the little insignia on the front. Looking good. Got a dirty wash to it here for that helmet. And now we dive into this figure. Very interesting figure here. Almost reminds you of Arnold Schwarzenegger in Predator, kind of. He's got kind of that jungle moss and mud and stuff on him a little bit here. But looking very, very nice. Looking like a true come-to-form articulated Army Green Man from way back in the day we talked about earlier. Now, got the backpack on him, of course. Got the pockets around his belt all over the place. You do got a spot to store the shovel on the side of the backpack. You got a spot to store the knife on the side there. Got the long shirt, kind of the skirt to the shirt as well. Army boots here, Army fatigues throughout. Looking like a green Army man is what he's looking like right here. Now his head just really does kind of fade out in the green. There's no eyes, nothing like that. You do get a little bit of kind of black Army paint over the green face. You got the short hairdo there with green, but he's just been spray painted with green with a little dark wash over the top of him. Not a ton of colors to dive into with this one here, but he does got articulation, a little bit of butterfly shoulder, arms all the way around, bicep cut, double jointed pinned elbows, some of the tightest pins you'll ever see. Got the Fists of Fury right here, hands removable. Got a watch on there so we can tell Army time, of course. Does got dog tags on his chest as well. Forgot to mention that. Waist articulation. Big old splits if you need them. Legs do go up. Double jointed knees, not pinned, of course, or pinned, of course, not pinless. Back and forth on the boots, up and down, side to side. And then you got that McFarlane toe articulation. You know we're here for that all day long. And twice on Sunday, there it is. But Sergeant Rock looking extra sergeant-y, looking extra Army man is what he looks like here in this green color. I'm going to put him on the stand just so he stands a little bit better. There it is. An interesting figure if there ever was one. Just doesn't really fit what I think of with the DC multiverse. I always think superheroes and stuff like that. But Marvel, DC, a lot of other ones had stuff like this. It was kind of off to the side. And I mentioned my uncle had some of these comic books way back in the day. So I'm somewhat familiar with him, but by no means an expert. But pretty cool, and one of those ones I really wasn't expecting from McFarlane Toys. So I do like what I see with this. We do got the colorized version here. Maybe more people will want this one, and obviously this is the regular one, so more people will get this one. But similar but different. That's what we're going to call it, and that's what we always do with the Platinum versions. But pretty cool to get this version. I think this was a cool way to do a Platinum. Definitely something different. Definitely something off the beaten path. And I'm definitely here for this one here. So definitely interesting. Wouldn't be my first choice, but wouldn't pass it up either. That's my final review on the old Platinum Edition Sergeant Rock. But what are your thoughts on Sergeant Rock? Are you truly ready to rock? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the old notification bell. We got videos every single day, and then some. Make sure you subscribe to both YouTube channels. 2 channels going every single day. Plenty of content over on Patreon as well. And Patreon, the best way to support this channel. You can also support the channel at PressTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. Don't forget social media. SirPaul64 on the X. _Kyle_Peterson on Threads. And on Instagram. So for Sergeant Rock ×2, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.